Hey there, everyone. It is our Get Together Wednesdays for Facebook Live. Yay! I wanted to pop on real quick because there's a lot of fear going on right now amongst my clients and other business professionals and business owners and companies on how to handle what's going on with the coronavirus. Now, here in New York, it's gotten really interesting because we currently have the highest number of active cases in the nation. Because New York, we always have to be number one at something. With that said, and not being callous to those who are ill and fighting, may they do well, it's time to really have a conversation about what does it look like for your business when you're handling emergencies. In this situation, it's considered a pandemic. So the emergency here is how do you continue to serve your clients while not necessarily being in your office? I'm not sure how many of you are set up or equipped to be able to do business from your home, but now is a really good time to consider that option if you have the capability. I personally have worked from home for the past at least decade. Oh my gosh. No, it's been 11 years. I have worked from home for 11 years. And I can tell you, you have to put in some pretty rigid parameters to be successful at working from home. So let me tell you what has helped me the most at staying successful while working at home, where actually there are additional distractions that you wouldn't necessarily perceive. So one thing I can recommend is every morning, get up and get dressed. Now, the idea of working in pajama pants sounds fantastic, and there are all days when we want to work in pajama pants, but I can promise you, you will be more productive if you're dressed for work. It's a psychological thing, it's a mindset thing, it's a preparedness thing. Get up, take your shower, get dressed for work. The other thing I'm going to recommend is do a good clean out of your computer. I don't want you dealing with a whole bunch of crap that you never really have the time to think about at work because you're on your work computer versus your home computer or the work laptop if it travels back and forth. Make sure it's clean. Install some security software. You're on a home network. Your internet is likely shared with a lot of houses around you. You may not have the same protections that business class internet typically offers. So I want you to install some software on your computer, like to prevent malware or viruses. The other thing I want you to do is make sure before you leave the office, you've copied down all the passwords that you need. And again, this goes back to that security because I don't want you putting your password in on a private laptop. If your kids have been using it, especially if your teenagers have been using it, they may be visiting sites that have put content on your computer that make your passwords weaker. So make sure you do a good cleaning of your computer and install that software. Then once you have all your passwords, I don't want you to be stuck at work going, gee, it's in a file at my office, or I can't access that because I'm not at my office computer. Do what you can to use software that allows you to access your office computer from home. That way you can have all your files if your company allows that. Now, a lot of companies do not, for security reasons, for privacy reasons, for proprietary information reasons. There's a lot that goes into that decision, and that's something that your employer or you yourself can decide. Now, this change is going to be difficult for retailers because you can't necessarily work from home as a retailer. And shout out to those who are running cafes and service industries because you're going to take a hit. I personally, as long as I'm healthy, will still be out there patronizing those companies. So what else can you do to prepare yourself at home? Clean a space. I want to see you create a space where you can actually be productive, not just on the couch surrounded by the kids' toys and glasses from the night before. I actually want you to clean off a spot, create a workstation, wherever that may be in your home, because you'll be more productive. And this is something I learned the hard way. You need a station or a place to work from home because you need the ability to walk away from it at the end of the day. That was one of my biggest struggles in the beginning. Was I worked from home, I was at home with small children, I was running a household, I was running a business. So even at the end of the day, I was still at work. And even when I was at work, I was home taking care of the kids. So create that space for yourself and allow yourself to turn it off and walk away at the end of the day so you don't burn yourself out while you're home. What's another tidbit? Get your files in order. Like, create a spot in your workstation that you have all your client files ready and accessible. Just because you're not at your desk doesn't mean you can't do your job, because typically speaking, most jobs are cerebral. If you're a contractor, if you're a salesperson, if you're a plumber, obviously those things are going to be hands-on, people to people. But if you work in an office, most likely most of your work is done through brain power. So make sure you have your files at hand, because no matter what's going on out in the world, you can still provide your clients your brain power. So those are a couple of things that I want to recommend off the top. Make sure that you're getting dressed. Give yourself a workstation. Make sure you have access to your passwords and your files, that your security is up to date, and that your network is ready and prepared to handle any important but private content, data. If you have any questions for me, again, I've been doing this for 11 years now. I'm in a client's office today talking about working from home, but I've been doing this for 11 years now, and I'm happy to share any tips or tidbits I can on how to successfully work from home. Now, spouses and partners of those working from home, this is a tip for you. If they're at work and the dishes don't get done, don't harass them for not doing the dishes. I can tell you, in my early years, those were conversations my husband and I had when he would say, "What did you do all day?" "There are dishes." And I say, "Well, what did you do?" And he'd say, "Well, I was working." I'm like, "So was I." So have those conversations up front. Be transparent with your spouse or your partner or your family, and share with them what's going on and why you're working from home and what they can expect from you while you're there. That you're not there to clean the house, you're not there to do laundry, you're not there to make sure different things at the home happens in different contracts. No. You're there to work. The same work is the same work, it's just a different location. So again, if you have any questions on how to successfully work from home, shoot me a message. I am happy to guide you as best I can. Again, 11 years of doing this with kids in and out of my ankles, the phone ringing at the same time, just any sort of nonsense. I've literally had to plunge the toilet on a phone call when I was talking to a multi-million-dollar corporation. Working from home is an adventure, and it's not for the weak. So, messages, comments, concerns, questions, give me a phone call, shoot me an email. I'm here, and I hope you all pass through this without any real illness, and in a couple months we all think this was a temporary blip. Okay, everyone, you take care. Have a great week. Bye-bye.